Episode 49. Does Magic Johnson send clips of Karl Anthony Towns playing in the NBA to his transvestite son and say, see, you could have did it anyway?
His son's big, too.
Yeah.
He probably could play power forward.
He could be in the NBA.
Yeah.
Instead, he's wearing fucking girl shoes, embarrassing his dad.
Well, I mean, that's whatever.
That's a hot take to start episode 49 on. I'm sorry. For our listeners in the community.
Coming out the gate. Well, I guess Pride Month's over, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I don't understand why, like, the last group of ladies that I waited on today,
Yeah.
I could see that they've been celebrating for 29 days straight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't sit at the bar. Please don't sit. And they sit at the bar. And I'm like, God damn it. So then they get fake beers.
Okay.
And I'm like, nice, very predictable.
Yeah.
And then they wait forever to order. So now it's at the point where like, oh, you want to order now? So you took up my 2 seats for forever. And now I'm just going to transfer you to the nighttime bartender.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
What can I get for you?
Yeah.
So they order their stupid food and they say, there's no meat in that, right? I said, oh, you're fucking vegans too? No way. Never would have guessed that the trifecta.
Yeah. If you're eating at a fucking airport and you're worried about vegan shit, you're in trouble. Like,
Well, I mean, they asked if there was no meat. I would assume that's vegan, right?
yeah, or vegetarian, I guess, at the very least.
Yeah.
I mean, no meat to me says vegetarian. No like animal product says vegan.
No ladies who
Yeah.
love ladies. There's
Yeah.
no meat in this. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was happy to transfer them. And then
I'm sure it was very lucrative.
I'll have to ask.
Yeah. Gay dudes tip well.
Text
Gay
good
women
old
don't tip
Linda.
well.
They used to tip well. Now I just feel like they're miserable like everybody else. You let them get married and now everybody's
Yeah.
just miserable.
They've had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, now they can have, they get married now, they have kids, and now they're like, oh
fucking
shit,
bummed
what was
out.
I even thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, to be a gay dude in minus AIDS, well, actually, you know what? Being a gay dude in 1979 must have been fucking dope. You know, you just fuck anything you want and just do whatever you want all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's still stuff out there you can be getting. Everybody talks about this free love. It's like, well, just because it's AIDS, it's like there's been like herpes and fucking like.
Yeah, but just being a regular dude, you could get herpes, you know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it was still risky business.
Yeah. Well, and also your
At
number.
least with AIDS, you're going to die. If you get herpes, you just have to have that for the rest of
Yeah.
your life.
Just Valtrex forever. And your numbers are also up. You know, it's like the rate of AIDS amongst like gay guys must be like through the roof just by sheer numbers. Like you're just fucking everything. Gay dudes just don't give a fuck. They'll fuck anyone
Yeah.
or anything anytime.
I heard like a comedian saying like he was getting his balls broken by like his gay friend for not getting laid. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, but nobody plays defense in your league.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
you know, it's like you just show up at like a bathhouse and you're just like, oh, we're just all sucking each other's cocks. This is awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah, perfect. Let me get my pants off.
That's funny. My next thing on the list is like my massage experience.
I think we talked about that, right? Was this the one where you got beat up?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I went back and got another one, and it wasn't like as magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to recreate the amount of edibles and everything. I tried to do exactly what I did.
Yeah, just couldn't get into
And,
that zone.
Nah, maybe like I had it before, and then I did get to have like the pre-consultation with the lady.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Where you could be like, don't break my fucking back.
well,
Yeah.
I asked her. Well, I was like, yeah, you went hard last time, and I liked that. I
Yeah.
told her that I liked it. Well, I told her that I thought that it was effective.
Yeah.
There's times where you don't like it. You're
Yeah.
like, holy fuck. But she's like asking me, like I told her about my spinal stenosis. And then she started asking me, well, which fingertips get numb and stuff? Because there's different nerves that run to different places, and we can try to work on that if you have a pinched nerve, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, like, she got all fucking Bill Nye with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, this is...
Now she's like too far into her own head, and it's like, nah, man, just like let your magic work here, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I rebooked again for another month from now.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to tell her, don't be fucking digging for any nerves.
Yeah.
Just give me a stern.
Just beat me up. you
Yeah.
know?
And at this point, I also felt like I was like feeling your point about getting one from a bro.
Yeah. I mean, I usually go bro.
Like this lady had
Yeah.
strong hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was almost tempted to be like, hey, can I get a handshake before I get out of here? I have tipped you like $80 in the last 2 sessions.
Let me
like,
see those fucking knuckles.
Yeah.
Uh,
What was
think-
that noise? Did you hear that? It was a big firework, maybe?
no, I believe that's Zach.
Oh,
Yeah.
there he is. There's my guy.
How was this area for fireworks? Your dogs
Terrible.
go fucking nuts. Ooh, I know, right? I was waiting for him to make fun of me for these.
You guys have the worst fucking shoes.
Yeah, we just started a minute ago.
You should have headphones.
I had it.
over
I
there.
had it all set up, but then you fucked it all up.
No, you didn't have it right. like I said in the group chat, Brennan, you're gay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did have it right. You could have just moved your ass 1 fucking centimeter over, and now you're going to spend the rest of the fucking episode half in the goddamn frame, half not. Because you're inevitably going to lead forward like you did the last time. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll fix it.
you will.
I got this. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you? I see your boo-boo healed.
My boob was good. It was just a sprain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, got the X-ray and everything. They said it was good. Boob was good.
My grandfather stormed the beaches in Normandy, but I'm glad that you recovered from your wrist strain from golfing.
My grandfather fixed planes in Korea and kind of just didn't fight, so I'm on the same path. Yeah.
Gotcha. There you go.
My grandfather was in the Navy, and I waited on 4 gay men that were in the Navy today.
Yeah.
And like all I could just like I got a lot of like expressions from my grandfather that have held through. Like something will be happening. I'll just hear him being like, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time these guys just started talking, I just hear my pet being like, huh?
Were they all dressed like Shipwreck?
No.
That,
No,
that'd be funny.
one guy had his stuff on, his whites,
Yeah.
and then the other 3 didn't. And it was funny, like the first kid that sat down, he had a Navy hoodie on, and then he tried to give me his ID to order a drink, and it was his military ID. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this guy a fucking drink. You know what I mean? And then his gay friend showed up, and I was like, nah, because he was the least gay of all of them.
Sailor.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this guy a
He
drink.
let
and
off
then,
because he could freak the funk. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and then 3 fucking lady boys showed up, and I was like, I'm fucking
y'all.
ringing all your drinks in now,
They had
buddy.
like
I can't
the
believe I thought you were
bandanas
cool.
tied around their throat. Like fucking, yeah.
It was like this one kid, like I don't know where he was from, but his name, he was like Singaporean. You know how they have those weird names?
Yeah.
Fundan Lao.
Some shit.
I thought Trump was supposed to
I
get rid
can't
of this
even
shit.
remember all the letters that were in these names. You know what I mean? The first name was long, the last name was long.
It was
And,
like Filipino. It was like Vincent.
It could be.
Emmanuel Macrez Fandao Lao.
No, like both names were something else. Like,
A lot of G's in there. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it vowels and like X's and such.
Yeah.
But whatever, regardless, he was I didn't ask, but he was telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I'm sick of these guys. And then they got all hammered. They were like chugging their drinks. And then the gayest of them all orders a Macallan 12 neat for him and another guy.
Oh, he's trying to
Yeah.
pose.
And they fucking ripped the shot, and then the guy's like, I'm gonna, you know what I
My
mean?
tummy
It's like, bro,
hurts.
why would you give like a 20-year-old a fucking rip of scotch? Like, no
Yeah.
normal 20-year-old is going to
Who just shoots scotch anyway?
enjoy this. Yeah, especially if you ask, like, let me get 2 neat. Like,
Yeah.
if you knew enough to order them neat, it's like, okay, you're gonna sip them.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, you're just gonna.
Dude, doors on ice playing golf. Come on.
Don't get me wrong, I was a Doors guy all the way when I was drinking, but I'm just saying, like, well, I was an old man. Doors and sodas. But, who fucking just sits down at the bar and it's like, give me a single malt, and then just, like, goes block? It's like,
Oh no, that's crazy.
yeah, it's a
It's
fucking.
guys that go, whoa.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
I broke a glass yesterday at Lay Alley, but I knew this was gonna happen. I told everybody before I even started it was gonna happen because they use fucking pint glasses to shake their drinks.
Oh, well, that's fucking stupid.
No shit.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
And I'm behind the bar. I go, why don't you guys have your 3 espresso martini things batched together? Everybody goes, ooh, that's actually a good idea. I'm like, nobody thought of that.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are over here fucking drowned doing. You guys can't even pick up 3 bottles at once. Fucking put it in
So
the
you
same.
came in on the master class being like, I'm not a host.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they knew I wasn't a host. But like, I don't think everybody like knew. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm there. I'm like, yeah, you know why there's no E in whiskey from Scotland? Do you even know why?
I don't even know why.
It's just the way that the Scottish spell whiskey.
Oh, well.
Scotch is always.
I
Scotch
was
is
expecting
always
that to
gonna
be a cool story.
No,
Never mind.
there's probably some history behind it. So like the letters got lost in Old English over to like whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. But E is Irish whiskey, and Scotch is always going to be Scotch whiskey with no E.
I did
And
not
then
know that.
American whiskey, most of the time, depending on who was the person who founded the distillery, if they were Scottish or if they were Irish, it's going to be an E or Y.
Wow.
Little tidbit.
Thanks, Blake.
No, I don't fucking call me Blake.
Damn,
Don't fucking call me
bro.
Blake, dude.
Well, actually,
No,
the etymology of this
No,
word
no,
is
that-
good.
he wouldn't do that. He's not
Yeah.
smart enough for that. He's like, lavender pairs good with my butthole.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
what he
that, yeah.
likes. Don't pair me in the
Blake's
Blake.
all right.
I liked Blake.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
he was a nerd.
Dude, you want to
Yeah.
hear some things?
What?
He went to Europe with like his girl, and I guess he fucked a dude.
Well, that's whatever.
No, it's fine, but like,
I mean-
come out of the closet, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you still in there?
I mean, he didn't fuck me, so whatever.
Well, you said it like that. It makes me.
That was
This
my
pretty quick.
moment
I
of
mean, I fucked
silence
him.
for my,
That was
for my
pretty
friend.
quick.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? What
I
does it
mean,
matter?
why drag your girl to that? She wasn't happy.
Oh,
is what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
probably-
You know
that
what
was-
I mean?
that was
That's
not a
what I'm
great
getting-
move.
That's what I'm getting at. That's kind of a like if you're gonna be a scumbag,
Yeah.
dude, just fucking.
Don't bring your girlfriend on a 5,000 fucking mile vacation to then just butt fuck some other dude.
Yeah, like she had to
That's what
take
I'm
a
saying,
plane
yeah.
ride home thinking about that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like, did she
Together,
for
and
sure
he was
catch him?
probably, He was probably just like, yeah, we had a great time. You know how he is.
Did he? Did she like catch him?
Yes.
Damn. It's wild.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a bad one, dude.
speaking of which, Diddy got off.
I know. Did you see that? Dude?
Kind of along the same lines.
Scotty's fucking going.
Yeah.
Everything I did is okay.
Yeah.
I heard somebody saying fucking R. Kelly is destroying himself in prison right now.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing kind of like, don't get me wrong, the shit that you heard was just like, dude, this guy's a fucking weirdo. But I mean, nothing really felt all that illegal, Like, what did they get him for? They got him for like crossing state lines with prostitutes. It's like a
Yeah.
fucking technicality,
It's like they got a bunch of
Yeah.
drugs and guns and stuff. It's like, we're not gonna charge him with any of this shit that could actually stick. Like,
Yeah.
just get He's gonna have to do a mandatory.
Yeah, but didn't something like that happen with R. Kelly originally?
Well, R. Kelly, I think it's
like he got
documented
indicted- he got-
underage, like fucking girls.
I know, but that's
Yeah.
what everybody is alleging Jay-Z did, and fucking
And Diddy.
So,
Well, they were
but,
trying to get him on
what-
the sex trafficking and the racketeering, but like
all I'm
neither of
saying,
those
though, is,
charges
like,
could stick.
I
so.
remember R. Kelly being under scrutiny for that for a while, and he didn't go to jail until a little bit ago. You know what I mean? So this could just come out now. He could just
Yeah.
beat one trial because I don't think he won. What about the civil trials? He beat like a legal case, but the civil trials, I think he's paying people out.
Oh,
which means-
yeah.
Oh,
he's
probably.
probably gonna
Yeah, I mean, he's
lose
still
all
fucked,
money.
but he's
Yeah, which
like
means that
instead of
dude
spending 30 years in prison, he's probably going to spend like what
all his
he's
paycheck. Yeah.
well, he spent. What,
I mean,
he's been in jail for like 10 months or
He's
something.
been in prison this whole time,
Yeah.
pretending to be a
I'm
straight
saying
man.
that, dude, that shit's gonna come back. Even Jeffrey Epstein, he was like, went to jail for
What
that
do you mean,
shit.
even Jeffrey Epstein.
Diddy is
No,
like
he went to
Diddy
jail.
is like
Yeah.
the
He
Jeffrey
went to
Epstein.
jail. Everybody, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
all linked.
But it's gonna come back around, and
I mean, I believe, like, I'd rather be
Dude.
surrounded by a country of Jesus
you're gonna get
loving.
you're gonna get to the pearly gates, and you're gonna have to give him a little knuckle sandwich, old Peter, and he's not gonna be happy with you.
Bro, if I get to the pearly gates and they let in a bunch of child molesting priests and not me, I'm going to be like, fuck you guys anyway. I'm
Yeah, you
outta
can
here.
have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, they repented.
Nah, I'm good with that.
Speaking of the pearly gates, I was blessed with a most epic dirty joke.
Okay.
And it's been a long time since I heard one that I said, fucking A.
Yeah.
I got to tell this to everybody. But you just made me remember it. These 4 nuns are driving in a car. They die in a horrific car crash, and now they're waiting in line to talk to St. Peter, right? St. Peter says, ladies, before we go into the pearly gates, it's your time to tell on yourselves for anything, confess, you know what I mean? Do whatever. So the first lady comes up, and she's like, I have to confess I broke my vow of celibacy. I touched a penis with my left hand. And St. Peter is like, okay, thank you for being honest. No problem. Just go wash that hand in that sink of holy water over there and walk through the pearly gates and you're free. So the lady goes, does her thing. She's off. Now the second lady comes up and she goes, St. Peter, I'm so sorry. I also broke my vow of celibacy. I touched the penis with my right hand. And he's like, all right, go wash your right hand in the thing of holy water and be on your way. And now at this point, nuns 3 and 4 are like fighting with each other about like who's going to go next. And St. Peter is like, ladies, relax. We have all of eternity to hang out together. Like, just let's get this figured out. So now the lady that was the last in line is pushing the third lady in line. And she's like, listen, I'm going next. She's like, I'm not gargling with that water after she washes her ass with it.
It's a good one.
I fucking love it. The more you think about it, the more, and then it creeps in on you. You're like, but fucking nuns?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't even get that far yet.
I got it. It's a good joke.
So then this guy proceeds to tell me another joke
Yeah.
about a zebra at the pearly gates.
Dude,
All right.
what the fuck was up with this guy?
I don't know. He comes in all the time. His name's Luke. I enjoy him.
He's just always flying.
No, this is at the VT.
Oh, okay. All right.
And yeah, like this is a guy that have like Manhattans for lunch. You know what I mean? Now he's on Diet Coke. I don't know if he had like a health scare or something like that, but not drinking anymore. But he's got jokes now, which I
Saving
fucking
him.
like. So anyway, the zebra's at the pearly gates, right? And he asked St. Peter, he goes, before I go through, I just need to know one thing. Am I white with black stripes or am I black with white stripes? And then St. Peter's like, go fucking talk to this guy, whatever, the chick from the Matrix at the bus stop or whatever, and ask. And so he goes and asks the guy, and the guy's like, listen, zebra, you are what you are. And the zebra goes back to St. Peter, and St. Peter's like, what did he say? Because I want to know. And he goes, he told me what he told me. And he goes, oh, all right. He goes, so you're white with black stripes. And he goes, well, how did you gather that from the information that he gave me? And he goes, well, if you were black, he would have said, you is what you is. And so
That one's good.
I
That's a good
laughed
one.
at that, and then I was like, oh, that's not where I thought you were going with that. I thought that you were going to say if you were black, you wouldn't have been at the pearly gates in the first place.
Well,
and
yeah.
then like,
That's Protestant heaven.
but I was like, but I like said that at how I talk, and I was like, oh fuck, like I forgot where I'm at right now. And then I looked around, and I was like, oh, I'm at the Village Tavern. I'm amongst amongst the warriors for Christ
Yes.
here. I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
It is funny over here though, like in the Northeast, like even our rednecks are still Catholic. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they can't.
well, our rednecks down south are all Baptist.
That's what I'm saying though. Like
Oh,
down,
okay.
down there, they're like we hate the blacks, the Jews, the Catholics, all of them.
Yeah.
Up here, they're like we hate the blacks, the Jews. Okay, yeah, we could get behind. Wait, what? Hold on. All right, we got to rethink our entire. We got to rethink what's going on. Who do I hate?
I don't know. Catholics.
You mean to tell me that these sects, or whatever I'm trying to say,
sex?
SECTS,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
sex.
I'm also
of
saying just
of Catholicism are all the lines drawn in the sand are all just who we hate.
basically.
What do you mean? Like Catholics
Yeah.
versus Protestants?
dude?
Yeah.
The reason
Oh
why they're
yeah.
they're,
Do you not know anything about
they're
like the
called-
Irish?
They're called schisms for a reason.
I don't know.
The Irish have been like killing each other for centuries over Catholics and Protestants,
Not even
dude.
that,
Like,
dude.
Yeah, but
Scottish
what's their
football.
yeah?
is
What's
the
their problem
Celt-
though? Aside from like you can't order an Irish car
well,
bomb
I mean, other than the
anymore,
fact
not
that,
gonna cancel.
No,
it.
I
that
mean, dude,
it's a bunch of
it's-
Catholic
it's-
whores and
it's-
they're fucking what the fuck?
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's actually fucking hysterical.
What is the what the fuck? We got no
No
nothing.
cameras again.
No cameras again.
I'm sure when it comes
Now
back,
we got
mine will be
two,
gone.
and yours gone.
Oh fuck it. I don't care.
Whatever. Yeah.
Keep going.
Just
You want
keep
to talk about schisms?
Yeah.
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 You
So
wanna
what's
talk about-
so what is the problem?
right,
What are
so-
they mad at
So
each
there
other
was
about?
so originally, so the Catholic Church is started by, or no, my bad. So the church is started by Saint Peter. He builds of this rock. We build our church. Whatever the fuck he said, right? That's at the Vatican because the Jesus had 12 apostles. They all went other places, right? Peter is the one that fucking Catholics follow because he went to Rome. He built the Vatican. He got crucified at where the Vatican stands. So they built the church there. Flash forward 300 years, Constantine. There's no other Christians. There's only Christianity. So that's why it was called Catholic, because Catholic means universal. So then there is a bunch of creeds. There is creeds for hundreds of years that like the Nicene Creed, the Arian Creed. They're like meetings, and they all agreed on shit up until I don't even know. Maybe the Nicene Creed, but something happened in 1050 something or 1040 something, where they broke apart, and that's why you get Orthodox and Catholics. Then there was only two for the next 400 and something years until Martin Luther fucking stapled his 95 theses to the church in somewhere in Germany. And then he had the trial of Worms or whatever, and they didn't crucify him, but he went all over the place. And at the same time was when Gutenberg had the printing press, so they were able to just pump out the Lutheran Bible. So it swept all over like Northern Europe, and then all of Southern Europe is still fucking, what's it called?
Orthodox?
Yeah, they're all in the fucking
No.
pocket of the Vatican,
No.
basically. They're all popes, bitches.
They're all Rome. The North was, we'll follow Lutheran, which was, I get it at the time because the Catholic Church was doing indulgences. That was his main thing, where it was like, You could pay.
Yeah, if you had
and
enough
get
money,
into-
you could pay your way into heaven.
Whatever, dude. That's why we have the fucking best art and shit. Suck it. So, and we funded the fucking Renaissance through that, but whatever. Anyway, the gays break apart and become Protestant, and then England still remains fucking Catholic for like another 50 years until, about King Henry cutting his wives' heads off and shit like that. That dude wanted to divorce his wife. He wanted to get an annulment. He didn't want to get a divorce. He wanted to get in a whole annulment of the marriage. So, because a divorce wouldn't have granted his next kids, whatever. He needed to get the whole marriage annulled from his first wife.
Yeah,
So
heirs and shit.
yeah, so the Pope wanted to annul it. So he said, all right, fuck you. I'm going to just copy your exact church. This is why the Irish and the Protestants in England is so fucking funny, because the Anglican Church is literally just the Catholic Church. Just replace cardinals with our dukes and bishops and shit like that around Canterbury and fucking Ireland and here and here and here and here. Like, they just copy the same format. They don't even believe in, like, the Protestantism shit. So the Anglican Church really isn't even Protestant. They didn't even fucking... It's the same thing. Indulgences to get into heaven. Just the Pope is the King of England. And then basically all the other countries kind of followed that. Like, the Church of Denmark is... Their head is the King of Denmark. Shit like that. It's fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Because the
Just
Pope...
a way for
the Pope-
politicians to
to be
control
like,
the
yes,
masses.
to control
through-
their masses, because they're so mad about the Catholic Church controlling the masses, even though the Pope, that direct lineage goes all the way back to Peter, which was the dude who came from Jesus. So
Yeah,
There
they
you
basically
go.
just
But
they
basically-
replace God with politicians.
They're
basically what
killing.
it
They're
is.
killing each other in car bombs because some guy wanted to get divorced,
basically,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you
and they
flash forward a
can't. But
couple
they
hundred.
can't figure that out.
No.
No, and then basically it goes between England then conquered fucking. After that, they had Irish plantations for a long time. Like fucking, I forget which king it is. This is like 100 years later. Then they go and they fuck up Ireland. Basically, they've been doing it
It's
for a
tough
while.
tough to forget that plantation
but-
work.
Yeah, dude. No, they were
Real
rough to
tough.
the Irish. Dude.
Real tough
the
to forget
Irish were
that.
slaves too.
Yeah,
You see the
They're gonna get
you
a
see the
month.
gingers
They're gonna
for
get a
black
month
people
pretty
thing?
soon.
You
They
see the-
should.
You see
Month
the
for the
gingers are
Irish.
black people thing?
Yeah.
It's hysterical. That's my favorite thing. I send it to my ginger friend all the time. I go,
I mean,
"Bro,
just
Ryan, I found
rearrange a couple letters. You know,
it."
It's the same.
Like people literally think that gingers are black. It's like a real like black Israelite type of thing. It's hysterical.
I've seen it,
Yeah.
but like, just based on like,
I don't know what it's based on. Stones.
well, I just think it's like you're like you're the token person in the room.
Basically.
Like if you're a
Probably. I
redhead,
gotcha.
you're getting fucking ripped for being a redhead. You know what I mean? If you end, and then you get one black kid bust into your school, and the redhead's probably like, "Hey, black kid, I know how you."
That's got to be where it comes from. I don't. It took me a while to understand it, and now to me it's just a joke. So, like, I can't understand why some people actually believe that that's a thing.
Probably because they are being educated by Facebook Reels at this point in their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, that is also true.
That is
like
true.
like
We're
me
fu- yeah,
in
we're-
Yankee Stadium. You
Yeah.
know.
That's their best moment.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've just walking through, the woods, and I just stumble upon second base of some foregone fucking baseball field.
Actually, if you drive up 84 in Connecticut, like past Vernon, they're like growing up, coming here all the time. I seen the baseball field in operation, and then it like closed down, and then now it is just in ruins.
Yeah,
It's like a little softball, like a softball field, a baseball field, a baseball field, a softball field, and it's just overgrown in ruins. And now every time I pass, I go, dude, fucking
just Yankee
someone's
Stadium
gonna
waiting.
find that. No, I'm
yeah.
thinking about it. Like someone's gonna find that in 1,000 years and go, holy shit, they used to play games here.
Holy shit, we need to trade for Babe Ruth.
But
But
they
but
are
yeah.
finding shit though on this side of
No, they are.
the continent,
Yes, they are.
which is proving like the Younger Dryas impact theory. You know what I mean? So like, it's not that crazy of a thought to be like, well, if you're finding ancient megalithic stuff in South America and Central America, why wouldn't you find it in North America as well?
No, that's
So,
true.
like-
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I
Well-
just don't know how far I want to go down that. Like we've talked about this, like the world's fair rabbit hole, and that's basically, I looked it up. It's called Tartara or something like that. That's like the old thing that you're saying Yankee Stadium isn't a piece of.
Dude, if you look up Tartar or whatever, first of all, the Tartars are a real people in Russia, but this whatever fake thing. If you look it up, it goes this pseudoscience thing. Look it up on Wikipedia.
I mean, that's exactly what they want you to
Yeah,
believe.
but that's what it says on all of this stuff. Yeah, this pseudoscience bullshit.
There we go.
I've gotten to the point where I don't even argue with them anymore. I feed into it. Like, yeah, I think you're right.
Dude, everything. Dude, one of the things on the
actually
Younger
not
Dryas
Tiger, too.
impact thing is that this whole side of the planet got like wiped out. That was like the impact. The point of the impact.
The whole planet got wiped out. Was that whole thing?
Yeah, but like it hit the ice sheet in North America. So like all of the land animal, everything that's over 100 pounds goes extinct at the same time on this side of the planet.
Because because they don't have enough food anymore because of the
So it's like it's a mass extinction.
No, I get it.
So like
I get it, and that's
if
why
the-
we
if
find
the-
fossils all the time.
if we did have a worldwide population before 12,000 years ago that was responsible for like building the pyramids and all the other megalithic things that are on the longitudinal lines and shit like that, I don't see how it's so much of a stretch for you to be like, yeah, it was over on this side in the Americas too.
No, they find shit here all the time, dude.
And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Not like big, like they do find mounds. There's mounds in Mississippi and stuff. Nobody just
Yeah,
excavated.
but I'm not talking. Yeah, it's
you
not
don't know what's even
excavated
under-
yet. But I'm talking about more like the lidar studies and stuff like that. Like there are crazy big
do
complexes that they
lidar.
are finding.
Yeah, they've done
like-
it in Amazon. Yeah.
But it's not just in the Amazon. They're like finding stuff in Texas. They're finding stuff in Montana. Like I'm telling you, man. Like it's about to like
It's about to go
the lid
crazy,
is about to
dude.
pop off on this, man. You can't. It's like undeniable science
You're
at
like
this point.
Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. You're fucking getting all
Dude, I don't know
these-
how. I used to think Nicolas Cage was like so cool when I was a kid watching The Rock on VHS
Yeah.
over and over and over again, and now he's just like one of those dudes where you're like, oh, I used to like this guy. He's
Nah,
like this.
he's still good.
Nah,
Yeah.
bro.
I like
Name a
Nick
cool Nicolas Cage movie.
Ghost
Dude,
Rider.
Huh?
Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider 1,
I
Ghost
never
Rider
seen
2.
that.
the
Does he talk like this the whole time?
Dude, he's a flaming skull. That was the coolest movie when I was a kid. The early Marvel movies
the CGI
was
good in
fucking
it?
No.
sick, dude.
no, the CGI
For
is not good.
2008, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hellboy and shit like that. Like that was
Hellboy was pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't
Hellboy was
remember
good.
watching that being like, this sucks.
Daredevil,
the most
the
recent-
old Daredevil, and
The
Elektra.
Ben Affleck one?
Yeah.
Those movies are fucking terrible.
No, they're not.
They're famously terrible.
They're fucking famously amazing.
I think Elektra actually won like the was the worst the Razzie that year.
They're not. Those are way better than the Marvel movies that.
I mean, I'm
come
not
out
going to
now.
argue that because I'm not a Marvel guy, but those movies. Are
I don't like
trash.
the Marvel. I don't even watch them anymore because they all suck.
I saw a meme one time that said, like, if you were to tell me that there's a superhero that uses echolocation to find the bad guys, and then there's another superhero that's like a rich billionaire playboy who gets off on adrenaline rushes, and that one of them's name is Daredevil, and one of them's name is Batman, but they're the wrong guy.
That is that. Yeah.
I'd be fucking infuriated.
Nah, dude, because one's DC and one's Marvel, so you know that fucking Batman's been around forever, and then Stan Lee was probably like, "Shit, that's the best name in the world."
It's a cool name.
Stan Lee, there's like a deep dive you can take where basically Stan Lee copied DC on everything.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like
Chill.
I'm telling you, bro, if you look at like the first appearance, like find the Marvel,
Yeah, the first
fi-
appearance.
find the Marvel and DC equivalent of like the two guys that are like the same, and the DC guy always comes out first.
Yeah, but Captain America was like way more significant than whatever DC's bullshit fucking.
It also doesn't matter because
I don't know if they have that. It's more like it's probably more like ancillary.
Yeah, but Captain
characters, you know
America
what I
was
mean?
like a World War II.
yeah, but
like,
who is that?
propaganda
Who is
thing.
that on the DC side?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
have got to find the.
No, you are right though, because Deadpool's equivalent in DC is Deadshot, I think, and it came out
Or some
earlier.
other
and
guy,
he's so
he was-
fucking cool there.
Yeah.
yeah, Bloodshot, Deadshot, some shit like that.
Who cares? DC sucks.
DC also doesn't have a Wolverine.
Yeah.
They don't have two separate things too, Avengers and X-Men. That's what I always hated when I was growing up. Because before all like the movies and shit, I feel bad for these kids because they don't have like the.
They don't get to walk around being like,
no,
I read the book.
Do you remember? No, not even that. Remember like the first 3 Hulk movies that failed before they
Yeah.
like stuck with this guy. And the first Hulk movie is canonized. Like the one that came out last is canonized, but it's not the same actor.
Yeah, Edward Norton in the first one.
Not the
Or
first.
not, but you know what I mean? Like the one that like
Yeah,
came out
yeah.
from Marvel.
Yeah, when he's throwing
It's
like
the
a
cinematic
fucking
universe.
like yeah. Those were fucking awesome, but you didn't have like a whole Avengers whole thing.
Yeah.
You had just had the Iron Man movies came out and fucking Robert Downey Jr. is awesome. Like those movies were so cool, and then that made you go like comic books were awesome when I was in middle school and shit, and it was like a resurgence again because I don't think anybody was really buying. Now, like the fucking comic book store that I used to go to is closed.
Yeah.
Because they just watch the fucking movies. There's every fucking TV show about every individual. I used to have a big encyclopedia book about every like niche little fucking superhero.
It's oversaturation anyway at this point. Nobody cares anymore.
No, it's so
Are any of
oversaturated
your kids
now.
into
It's not cool.
superheroes?
No, they couldn't give one fuck
Are they
less.
past?
Yeah.
They're just past that phase, or they just
Nobody
never
is.
got into it.
The kids nowadays
yeah.
don't watch those movies.
Yeah, because I think
that's
it's
why they're failing.
It's kind of like about collecting too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like as when I was kids, it was like you collected
a
the
niche
cards,
thing,
you collected
yeah.
the comics.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And nowadays, I feel like if you're like you collect things on like Clash of Clans now. Like
Yeah.
you're collecting is like, oh, I have a strong wall
All
on my.
It's all Fortnite. And
Yeah,
shit,
or
dude.
like
Do
or
they
the
play video
skins that
games
you
like
put
that?
on the guys.
Honestly, the entertainment nowadays is completely different than it was 20 or 30 years ago. It's going to and it's going to implode in a little bit. What studios should be doing and what kind of some of them have started to do is that they need to appeal, like the demographics are shifting. It used to be if you were 18 to 39 or whatever, it's like we got to get that demographic in the seats. You're never going to win that demographic again. That generation does not watch movies. They do not watch television. They don't watch any of that shit. It's all YouTube. It's all, fucking social media. It's all clips. They all their entertainment is very microtransactional. You know,
Yeah.
it's like fucking 30 to 90 seconds at a time. They're never going to go to movies. It's just never going to happen. So what they have to do now is appease. That's why like Star Wars movies are becoming like, grainy and edgy and like, they're coming up with like these
Oh my God.
these concepts where it's like, like these are fucking kids movies.
Like that
That's
teen,
why
like that teen show that came out with the Star Wars show, whatever the fuck it's called.
just in general, like
It's just gay.
Andor or whatever.
What do you
Andor
mean
was a
they're
good show.
being, like
yeah.
grainy and edgy. Like there's fucking like.
Well, like just in Marvel movies, like this whole like Marvel Cinematic Universe was based on the idea. It's like these are going to be like real breathing characters and like guys you can like relate to and whatever. It's like these are fucking superhero movies, dude. Like make them about kids. Kids want to go to the movies. That's who you're supposed to be targeting, like these people to watch. But now everything like the Batman movies, where it's like the Christopher Nolan ones, like they wanted to market it to an older generation. And that's why it worked. Because it's like those are the people
we're
that are
the
going
ones
to movies.
that grew up with it too.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just saying though, like 39-year-olds are the people who go to movies. 15-year-olds do not go to movies. They just don't. They don't give a fuck. None of them do. I don't know a single like of all of my kids' friends. None of them are into Marvel movies. None
You
of
never
them
had
are
like
into
a birthday at a movie theater with your kids or any of their friends yet?
No, not a single one.
that's
How old are your
crazy.
kids
Yeah.
again?
12, 11, and 9. I mean, that's
how much are they on video games?
all the time.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
then what do they play?
I don't know, Minecraft and fucking Fortnite and the fuck are the other ones. My oldest is just like playing like baseball, fucking MLB the Show
like,
and shit.
Yeah, That's
Yeah,
all
none of
it
them
is now. Yeah.
fucking give a fuck about
That's
Marvel
all it is now.
or any movies for that matter. I can't like anytime there's a movie on, I'm like, do you guys want to see that? Like, no. Like, all right, whatever.
Do they have
yeah.
VR headsets?
Yeah,
They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
disappearing off into
Just-
the
yeah.
ether.
No, they're gone.
Charging the Matrix battery.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're fucking all into like these exotic currencies and shit. Like, I need V-Bucks or I need Gorilla Dollars or whatever the fuck. I'm like, what the fuck is all this shit?
Exotic currency.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure V-Bucks is like that's the microtransaction currency on Fortnite.
Yeah, but then there's like Robux for Roblox. and then,
Roblox, yeah.
like there's a game called Gorilla Tag, which I don't even want to hear a joke about that, Ryan. Like, I'm just saying, there's fucking every single one of these games has their own like fucking economy, and it's like, dude, I'm being
know, you ever wonder
I'm being
how much-
financially ruined by this shit.
you ever
know?
wonder how much like some of these fucking stupid little games have more money than like 400 countries?
Oh, dude, Roblox is on like a Roblox, wherever the fuck I game. Roblox is like a fucking publicly traded company. They have like, they have like a goddamn $300 billion market cap or whatever the fuck it is. Like,
They're like the
Yeah.
person behind the scenes is like running things like the South Park Mickey.
dude,
No, it's
they
literally-
literally,
they-
yeah, they
the
have the
dude who
same
created-
fucking gross income as like a goddamn like, fucking third world country. Like,
Dude,
it's
don't-
crazy.
Those are when those games came like it's literally just a bunch of teen developers 15 20 years ago made the game. You know what I mean? Like they're just nerds. They're rolling in
Yeah, I don't know.
fucking money.
It's fucking crazy though. And like I said, back in the day when you fucking were playing video games, shit. Yeah, they'd bang you for $50 for a video game or whatever the fuck. I mean, back in my day, it was probably like 20 or 30, but they'd bang you for the price and it would be expensive. You'd be like, oh, this sucks.
No,
But like now it's like you're just getting like $3.99 to death. Like I think in the history of Fortnite, between all three of my kids, I've probably spent like $1,200 on that fucking video game. You know,
No,
because it's
more.
like,
You
I
spent
need
more
the
than that.
Indiana Jones skin.
You spent more than that.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was.
1,200,
Yeah.
12,000 you've probably spent.
Just
on that
saying,
game,
like they
dude.
just don't ever stop fucking charging you for shit, like everything. You want
Yeah, no, and then
this
it's like
pack of guns, you want
subscription
fucking, yeah.
based. Like, oh, you want the new season? You got to pay.
Oh yeah,
for
I didn't even factor that in. The fact that I got to pay
Once
fucking
Fortnite came,
20 bucks a month.
I was never
for
big with video
PlayStation
games.
Plus.
Like I played like sports
Yeah.
games or like I'd play Call of Duty sometimes, but I never was like glued to the TV playing video games. And then Fortnite came out, and I was like, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
This is so fucking gay. Like, you got to pay for everything.
What is the concept of Fortnite?
It's a battle royale. You got 100 fucking people drop
Yeah.
in. You got to kill everybody until you're the last one.
It's kind
So
of
it's
fun,
this
actually.
fucking this James Bond Nintendo 64.
Dude, it would be
But
so-
except you're
yeah.
you're playing on a map that's like literally that's just it. It plays on a fucking map that's fucking miles wide in the game or whatever. And then every like whatever it is, 10
Keeps
minutes.
shrinking.
Yeah, the circle shrinks and shrinks and shrinks.
Which is
so,
cool, but it, dude,
yeah.
the cartoon.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, but it looks so stupid though. It's so cartoony and
Yeah.
like, and they like whatever pop culture things on you're scrolling on Instagram, they'll just put it right into the fucking game, like TikTok dances and shit, and like it's like so. Talking about oversaturation, it's just
Like that's where these kids are getting these dances from
Yeah.
that like
Yes.
the Savannah Bananas
yes,
do.
Yes.
yes,
Yep.
It's
The
all
Savan-
from Fortnite.
Yeah, the
Savannah
gritty-
Bananas and TikTok
Yeah.
probably or TikTok, Savannah Bananas, fucking Fortnite. They probably all have a conglomerate over just like how can we control these kids' minds?
Yeah.
But that's just it. That's why the Savannah Bananas are so successful and why their fucking tickets are so expensive is because
Yeah,
they've
well-
realized like we need to. They've
do
made
this shit in person.
Yeah, they just need to make everything shorter, like more exciting, more flashy, blah blah blah. It's like whereas movies, kids aren't going to go to watch a fucking character study of why Superman is like contemplating his own humanity. Like no, they don't give a fuck about that.
I just had an epiphany. You know what this means?
What's up?
We're in the 80s.
We are.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Well, I don't have enough money for it to be the 80s
Dude.
right now.
Not that. No, there was a fucking Black Monday in the 80s.
Yeah, it's like after the fucking yuppies already had half of everything.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we're past the boomers. I'm just saying
Yeah.
culturally, dude. We're in the go-go era right now.
Yeah.
Everything is. Boo, boo, do, 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 do. I can't wait for our generation's 90s where everybody's fucking just like.
I don't know, man. I think you
Putting
look,
a shotgun in their mouth and killing themselves.
everybody's gonna, dude, in 10
Everyone's doing
years, they're gonna
heroin
be
again.
killing themselves, dude. Yeah.
no, you I think you forget what the 90s were actually like. Well, you
I
don't even
wasn't
forget
there.
you weren't
I
even
wasn't
there.
fucking there.
The 90s weren't like that, I don't know, dude, it was all fucking NSYNC and fucking TRL and fucking dorks and
Right,
shit.
well-
The 90s, like, in hindsight, seems
We're in the
cool.
80s.
'cause
That's
you can-
kind of like the late
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah, it's still the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 93.
I'm just saying, the cool period of time of the
Grunge.
90s is like a fucking 2-year window. It's like summer of 92 to Kurt Cobain blowing his fucking head off. That was it. The moment that dude pulled the trigger, it was just like, oh, fuck. Now everyone's going to get this goddamn
When
t-shirt.
did
You know?
Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2 come out?
Nah, 90. I think it was 90.
92.
That's the got to be the that's the
90?
best
It was
year of
90.
all time. Then
Wasn't it 90?
90 or 91.
That's all right. Here's a hot take for you. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. If you consider them a single album, which I think they technically like released within like, I think they released Use Your Illusion 2 like the next day or something, right?
Is it a double?
It's
Whatever.
well, it's
I
not
don't know. I
technically a
think they
double
only-
album. It's technically 2 separate albums.
Appetite
but-
for Destruction is the best album ever.
No, you're out of your mind. But if you consider Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 a double album, it's the greatest album ever made. Like
Up
it's
there.
number 1.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
What's your favorite song off the entire album?
Estranged.
I couldn't even tell you
Get in the
a
ring.
song off of Use Your Illusion 1 or 2. Like Guns N' Roses is
What?
all about Appetite for Destruction for me. Like I side on.
Oh no, you're out of your mind,
Like
man.
I'm sure I know Guns N' Roses songs on Use Your Illusion, but
Yeah,
I feel
fucking-
like Appetite for Destruction. You don't even need to skip a song, dude.
No,
like it's a
it's
fucking
everything.
Use Your
massive
Massive
Illusion is
banger.
it's
My
a
favorite-
double
yeah.
album that you don't even skip a song.
Yeah, but this
Now, they do
motherfucker.
have slow songs
Do you-
though, where you're like, dude, Axel, shut.
I don't
shut
give
the
a fuck, man.
out,
Those
dude.
slow songs are awesome. November Rain, like I don't
November Rain's
give
amazing.
as
That's one of
overplayed
the
as a song as
Yes,
it is.
yeah,
It's
you're
a
right. Yeah, no,
actual.
I agree
It's
with
a
you.
cultural touchstone.
I agree with
you
you.
know, like that song. If you just take out the fact that you've heard it 10 billion times, is probably the greatest song ever written. Like not even fucking around. Like it's that and Hey Jude, both of which are ridiculously
we found his
overplayed.
fucking. You
Nah.
love GNR, dude.
No, I don't. That's just it. I don't love GNR because I think other than Appetite and Use Your Illusion, like
You don't
anybody
like Lies?
Lies is okay.
That's my favorite Guns N' Roses
it's got like
album.
6 songs on it.
It doesn't matter. Those 6 songs, you don't
Patience
skip
is
them.
good. Patience is good.
1 in a Million. Greatest song
You guys-
of all time.
You just can't have every song have the N-word in it, and it's put in the pantheon of greatest songs ever. Like, that's it.
Okay.
Before
what about,
I-
what about,
Immigrants and
what about,
parents.
what
Yeah.
about You're Crazy?
That's a good song too.
Great song.
I want to
Yeah.
put a
Yeah.
place marker here. We can continue talking about Guns N' Roses, but there's a
All right.
there's a conspiracy about some AC/DC album where they be saying mad crazy shit.
Like about young girls?
No, about fucking black guys.
Oh, yeah.
And like in the lyrics book, it
They're from
says one thing.
Australia.
In the lyrics book, it says one thing, but in the on the actual song, if you listen to it, it's like, what the fuck did he just say?
Wait, hold on. Do you have it?
No, I can't remember what song it is, but I'm just saying we gotta look it up.
Yo, what's so funny is I've been seeing sometimes, like, because, like, everybody knows Guns N' Roses. Like, every liberal girl wears the fucking Appetite for Destruction shirt all ripped up and whatever. Everybody does that. Then I seen online, like, people, like, listening to 1 in a Million, where it's, like, policing, and they're like, yo, what? I'm, like, going,
Well, let's-
You don't understand. You don't know who Axl Rose is?
No, so on. Let's actually get back to 1 in a Million then. What do you think that song is about? Do you think that's a song about Axl Rose hating all of these groups of people?
No, the last line is, I'm just a small town white boy.
Yeah. It's a song that's like
Yeah.
lampooning those people.
No shit.
However, people listen to that song and then sing it and like
Okay.
do it like that's what he believed. And it's like you don't understand, like they didn't understand like the irony of that, you know? Like
No, he's not a champ. First of all, Slash is half black.
yeah.
But exactly, but
Yeah.
they're not saviors for the black fucking races.
No, but he-
Fun fact: before they got
get out of-
slashed, they were just called Roses.
actually before
He's the one that brought the guns.
I was gonna say, do you
They were-
actually know where they get guns from?
they were called L.A.
The
Gun.
half-black guy?
No, they were called L.A. Guns from what was the dude's name?
Pete was it Pete Gunn?
I think it was something.
there still
Guns.
is an
His name
LA
was
Guns.
Well, no, LA Guns.
Yeah,
I
so
think,
it's still a
Yeah.
band.
So
they're
what? They
still
like
around.
what, half the band left and became Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
and the
basically.
other
No,
guy was like,
yeah,
"Oh, we're
like-
stoned."
well, no, they were Guns N' Roses because it was Pete Gunn and Axl Rose, and then they kicked Pete Gunn out of the band and kept the name because it was cool. It's like, damn, that
Oh,
sucks.
so the LA
Yeah.
Guns is the guy that got kicked out.
Yeah.
LA Guns is the Megadeth to.
I think the song is basically just like I'm on doing what the fuck I do. You
Well,
know
the
what I
song is
mean?
making fun of the people that believe all of the things he's singing about. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But people sing that song who believe those things and don't understand that,
It's a
like,
great
it's a
song.
song that's making fun of how fucking stupid you are.
It's a
you
great
know?
song though.
It's a great song, but that's what I'm saying. It's like people sing it because it has the N word and the F word in it. It's like you don't know what he was actually saying. And you know what it is? It's the same fucking people who like now are trying to cancel Bob Dylan's Hurricane because he says the N word in it. And it's like, yeah, but he says it in context of like what the people of the time thought of this dude who killed who's whatever,
So what about-
convicted
so-
wrongly of murder.
So what
you
about
know?
the police part
What in
in 1 in a Million?
1 in a Million? Yeah, that's him just talking shit like he's that character who believes those things.
You guys are making me want to
Yeah.
watch True Romance.
It's making me wanna,
a great movie.
It's making me want to watch fucking what's it called? American fucking.
Yeah.
What's the fucking movie with what's his name with the shaved head?
Oh, American
American
History
History
X.
Yeah, American History.
Edward Norton?
X.
Well, again,
You think I'm just gonna let some come in here and fuck my mother?
again, the moral of that story is that he was wrong, but yet people fucking are like, he had a cool tattoo. It's like, you're a fucking idiot.
It's a fucking sick logo, dude.
It is.
It's a fun salute and it's a sick logo.
You can say many things about the Nazis, but goddamn it, was the branding on point.
Dude,
saying.
no, can we talk about they were so lit that they keep all of everything that they've ever created, but they were like, nah, just don't look at their ideology. The boots, the fucking leather, the biker helmets.
There's like some
everything.
Shane Gillis thing where he's like talking about the Nazis and is like if they were gay and he's like imagine how sharp they'd be dressed then.
Yeah.
He's like everybody always
I
thinks.
think they probably were gay. They were all methed out, dude. You know?
Oh
how-
yeah,
they were-
yeah, you get pretty gay
they're
on that.
methed out.
from what I
They're
hear.
fucking ramming each other, dude.
Blitzkrieging each other's
I had
buttholes.
I had this one cook from Arkansas back in the day. He worked with us at Harry's, and he like disappeared for 2 weeks, and like he was just doing meth and being gay. And
just doing that.
I always had this hankering. Well, he wasn't gay, like out. He was like normal. He was like he wore like Osiris high tops
Yeah.
and Cookie Monster hats. You know what I mean? Which could be a precursor
I was gonna
to
say it sounds like he's autistic.
to that.
all right.
But I did have this like hankering suspicion that the first time I ever met this kid, I was going to get a drink with my wife after my grandfather's funeral, and it was this guy and one of his friends, and they were at a bar on like the backside of Federal Hill.
Yeah.
On the street that you park on.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what it's been, like a bunch of different things. It was like an arcade bar, it was like a nightclub or whatever. But they were like up there on the thing, and they were like, "Show me your tits" to like my wife. You know what I mean? And I'm obviously in a great mood after going to like my grandfather's funeral, and I'm like,
I'm gonna throw you off the fucking roof.
Yeah, but I wasn't. We were just like walking by, so I didn't get like a good shot at it. You know what I mean? And then. So later on, the dude starts working with me, and I'm like, I swear this is that fucking kid. You know what I mean? But he was cool. Like I was like we would fucking talk shit and have a good time. And I was like, all right, this kid's just, he didn't know who he was yapping to. You know what I mean? But then like once he moved, and I found out that he was like kind of like a gay meth head. Like if there was ever any graffiti written in the bathroom about it, I'd be like, nah, just move back to Arizona after you're embarrassed about smoking a bunch of pole and everybody knowing about it.
Smoking globes, smoking
And it used to be that kid working on the line, and then this other kid that got arrested for being a pedophile.
Yeah.
They were both cooking your Harry's burgers at the same time.
Well,
you know the kid that I told you had that weird tick where he would do this all the time?
Yeah.
There was that kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how about I brought up Tony's True Romance? I watched that the other day, the scene, because I was like trying to explain to my wife about it, and I was like, you just got to watch it. And she was,
we talking about the Christopher Walken scene? Yeah.
The Sicilian scene.
Yeah.
And
you people are eggplants.
Yeah. And then like, did you ever realize that Tony Soprano's in that? Like they cut to him for like 1 second.
He's the one that was trying to rape Patricia Arquette.
I don't know. Dude, I'm telling you, my stepdad watched that movie when I was like in elementary school. And I specifically remember hearing that the tirade that the guy goes on before they kill him.
Yeah.
And just being like, what the
Yo, do they say that to a black guy or do they say it to like an Irish guy?
They say it to it's an Irish guy saying it to a Sicilian guy.
Who's
Dennis
the
Hopper.
Irish guy?
Dennis Hopper is talking to Christopher Walken.
The bad guy from Speed.
Yes, all right, yeah. That's what,
But he's like, I feel like they had to have queued that up when like Leonardo DiCaprio was like, I don't know about saying it on Django, and they were like, look at this masterpiece.
Look what we got Dennis Hopper to do.
See that enthusiasm? That's instinct. You can't teach that. How about this? How about this guy? Anybody know this man, Sean Gatz or Getz?
Yeah, he tried to be a fucking on Trump's cabinet, and they fucking.
Oh, is that that politician who like turned himself into a fucking Ken doll, right?
Nope.
No.
This man, I've been following him, right? He's got a bunch of tattoos. His eyes, he's got like black ink in his eyes.
He's a fucking pedophile.
That's him? That's the same guy. He tried to be on Trump's cabinet.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
Trump tried to get him in the cabinet.
I
and
know
they
this
denied
guy
him.
because he's been like,
no, this is a different guy.
He's been like building a homestead in Arizona.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
so
not
I've
a
been
big fan
following.
of him.
But I just found out about this guy. Like I've been thinking that this dude is just like a
We were thinking of Matt
Gaetz.
Gatz or whatever.
Wait, Matt Gaetz, the congressman?
Yeah. That's who
Oh,
we were thinking
shit.
of. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, not this guy.
Not this guy. Different guy.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Different
Look up.
guy.
Show him who Sean.
Yeah.
Look up that name for him. Or I guess I'll do it. I got the.
Well,
What
hold
the
up, I got
fuck
it.
is that last name? I want to know.
Well, it's probably made it up.
Gates to
This
me
dude?
sounds like when a Jewish
Gatz.
person changes their name to like.
Well, regardless, I've been watching this dude as like a homesteader. I'm like, this guy's fucking cool. He moved out to Arizona. He's building himself like
That is so
he's
cool.
building himself like an off-grid thing. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
living off-grid. He's escaping society, and he's like funding himself through making these TikToks. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, this dude is the fucking man, right? So then then he posts this shit with this fucking broad, and she's got like the skinniest bikini you've ever seen on, and she's like, day something, trying to sell my food truck. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then I click on this broad's link, and of course,
OnlyFans.
they're not. Yeah, they're fucking on camera. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he's not funding himself through fucking solar panels and shit. He's just pounding puss
Yeah.
on the internet through a paywall, and it's like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 6 months of my life, I've been like supporting you, watching your little shit,
That's so
giving
fu-
you your likes.
I'm thinking now that I said that he's on Trump's cabinet. You're like, this motherfucker with face tattoos.
yeah, I was like, I fucking.
I don't think so. That's not the same demographic.
I was like, I know he's pretty cool, but
That's just it. All these people who are like, I'm going to live off of the grid and like support myself through what? like your social media. It's like that's not living off the grid.
Yeah,
Like, living off the grid is like
$200 million to go and fucking do that.
Well, yeah, or just like
or just be happy being a fucking broke bum in the woods.
yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what they're not making a great living off the grid. They're like going back to living in like the fucking 1800s. You know what I mean? Like they have animals and they collect eggs and they fucking kill pigs and turn it into bacon and shit. Like they're just
It's a lot of work
it's
to
not
do
like
to
they're
pork your wife on
it's not like
camera.
they're just like retiring and like well, I'm talking
That's
about
also-
like other people that do this too,
Yeah.
not
No, I
just
know.
you know what I mean? And I'm into that. Like I wish that if I won the lottery, I would go buy a bunch of land and say if you guys want to come, here's a budget for a house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we could all live out here and have AK-47s in case they try to ruin our Branch
Well,
Davidian.
I was gonna say we'll Branch
yeah.
Davidian ourselves.
Yeah. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
But
You can go to Idaho, man. They're still doing that shit up there. Like,
yo,
Yeah.
what about this
Not
shit?
anymore. Did you just see that in the Cape
Are they
Dot?
like fucking snipers killing firefighters
Yeah,
in
some-
Idaho? Is
yeah,
that
some-
what
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit
that
is
fucking-
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what's so crazy?
Firefighters
dude?
aren't good people. so.
Yo, 2 days before that shit happened, I was on Instagram and there was like actually I was on Instagram Reels because you get sucked in there. I don't know if you guys have that, but it's literally just
It's like a new piece of Insta. Like I
it's
click on it and I gotta
Twitter,
keep saying
it's like
not
Twitter,
yet.
Yeah, and it's Twitter for Instagram, and it's literally it's just brain rot, and it's a bunch of like try to get you mad shit. You know what I
So
mean?
Brennan and I should get it.
Dude, yeah.
I gotta say, man,
yeah.
I don't even know how to use social media
But-
anymore, and it's
so
kind of scaring
I'm
me.
going through here, and there's a picture goes, "What the fuck even happens up here?" And it's a picture of like the panhandle of Idaho, and somebody comments, "That's Cape d'Ire or whatever the fuck. It's some French name.
Yeah, Côte d'Ivoire.
That is
Côte
yeah. What? How do you say it?
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte
I think.
d'Ivoire. Yeah, yeah.
Are we talking about a country in Africa?
No,
Yeah,
you're
right,
thinking
yeah,
Ivory Coast.
yeah.
No, it's like a French word or something. It's like a French
yeah,
For
whatever.
this little fake peninsula that's
Yeah.
made of
yeah.
boundary lines.
But
Basically,
the,
yeah.
like the top comment was like it looked like a fake account too. It's a girl with blue hair, all fucking protested up on on her Instagram and shit. But she goes, "This is a hotbed for like crazy yada yada yada, like right wing extremists, shit like that." This was 2 days before it
Yeah.
happened.
I mean, it is.
No,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I don't fucking know. It just looks like fucking the wilderness up there.
Yeah.
I'm from fucking New England. I don't know what the fuck goes on up there. I didn't even know
Yeah.
people lived up there.
No, that's like the last bastion of like if you want to like live off the grid and be like and not
I would
send
like-
your kids to school and that kind of shit. That's where everybody goes.
I would like that.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking around.
Well, they had a fucking
The-
standoff in like the 90s, I think, where like a
Was it
dude.
the sheriff and the
Yeah. And
About-
they came to like fucking because he hadn't paid his taxes or something, and there was like a fucking armed
that
standoff.
dude-
The whole
if-
fucking
if
family
that
died
dude
except for
wasn't- if
the
that
son,
dude-
I think.
I'm thinking of a dude in Arizona then. I'm thinking of there's a guy in Arizona that fights the sheriff and the government. It happened in like the late 90s and he's been trying to be like the sheriff ever since. He's still alive. His
No,
family's
this
still
was
alive.
like it was a
I know
FBI
you're talk- I know
standoff
you're
in the
talking
Idaho
about,
where
yeah.
like everyone died except for I think the son survived, but it was like a
But
compound.
Why?
Yeah.
But why? Why go and raid the compound, FBI? in the
Well, yeah,
90s?
no, it was
know
a
what I mean?
fucking
Like,
huge story,
who the
like
fuck
because of
cares?
that. It was like the FBI actually got in a shitload of trouble for it. I don't know what happened.
Dude, they
with it,
let
but, yeah.
the fucking You ever seen that documentary on YouTube or on not YouTube? Netflix, Wild Wild Country.
No.
About what year were you guys born? 86?
83.
83?
84.
83, 84.
I'm old as fuck.
So I don't know if this happened in the late 70s or in the 80s, but there was like a guru who came from India to Oregon and created like a purple cult. Like everybody
Yeah,
had
it
to
was like
wear
yeah, I
fucking
purple.
all
remember
the
that
ladies.
shit. Yeah.
So yeah, so
Did
but
you
then
say fucking old ladies?
No, I said he was fucking all the ladies.
fucking all the ladies. Yeah, he
They
had
said
like
fucking
no,
old
he's-
ladies.
I don't know who he was fucking everybody, but there was
Yeah.
a whole. He built a whole community, and then he outpopulated the county that only had like a couple hundred people. So he ended up getting all the people into politics, and then all the politicians. Everybody's wearing purple. The cops started wearing purple. They changed the cop cars to purple. So then they let them do all of that until they changed the cop cars and the cop uniforms to purple, and then the government came in. I understand that because then you're letting like the religion control the fucking, which I'm not gonna get into it. Why the fuck you going to New York City and you see the fucking yeshiva cop cars and shit? You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Am I getting pulled over by? Am I going to get? I'm getting pulled over and they're gonna send me on a plane to fucking Gaza. That's where your fucking one night stay is. But I never understood that growing up either. But that's when the government drew the line. They were like, no, we can't have this fucking guru controlling the county. But they didn't go and raid them. They raided one family in fucking here, one family up there. But you don't go and raid the entire like a 30,000 fucking town
Yeah.
guru. Like, I just like if you watch that documentary, you go, why haven't they fucking shut them down quicker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they waited to actually like get him out of the country. They waited for like his mistress or whatever to poison the water supply in the county.
I don't remember that.
That's a good reason to shut them down a lot of months sooner than fucking
Yeah.
waiting for them to do that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go and shut down Waco. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck happened in any of these places or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Well, the one in Idaho was like literally like, I mean, these people were kind of nuts, obviously,
they
but
didn't want to pay their taxes.
yeah,
Fuck
it was
you.
like a
Whatever.
fucking
You're-
civil dispute kind of thing, and it escalated into a fucking
but
armed
who
like
shot first?
showdown where the family like got fucking massacred. But Waco was like a fucking that was a different
That was a
story.
massacre on the FBI's part, right?
Waco?
Yeah.
Both of them were. You talking like the FBI massacring the people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but in a justified or
Yeah, but-
unjustified way.
Waco was probably justified. I mean, they had a lot of fucking arms, and it was like one of those
Yeah,
things.
what's the
where,
problem with having arms?
Nothing as long as you're not like holding people against their will. That
They
was
weren't.
the thing I think. Well, I think there was like kind
Oh,
of
were they?
there was like minors involved and shit.
But
and-
were they their kids or were they fucking the kids?
I mean, they were fucking the kids. So.
Oh, that's not
yeah.
good. Yeah.
How do we know? I can't.
Yeah,
get
but but how do you know that though? There's no survivors, right? They all fucking blew up.
I know
Yeah.
they're survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but are they saying that they were fucking the kids?
Yeah.
Okay, then I believe it. I just don't want to
Yeah.
because like it's just like you should be able to have a bunch of guns in a compound.
Yeah.
As long as you're not fucking kids.
Yeah. I don't think that's a lot to ask. Yeah.
Like, is that really that crazy?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like the only thing that can help you control your pedophilia is like collecting every gun.
Yeah.
Once you get
Well, it's a
the
slippery
last
slope though.
gun,
Once
you're
you
like,
have them all.
"Ah."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, now I just gotta start collecting tight buttholes of little
once
kids.
you have a nuke, you're like shit. Maybe that's why all the presidents start raping kids. They have the whole
Oh,
arsenal.
the presidents are Catholic. I see how this is going on here now.
Presidents aren't Catholic.
It was a joke about our thing before.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yes,
warrior for Christ.
Actually, our last president was Catholic. Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the second Catholic president.
What does President Trump claim?
He's
He's a
some
Protestant,
fucking
probably.
gay Protestant. But his wife's Catholic and the vice president's Catholic. There's a couple Catholic members on the cabinet. There's a lot
Did you
of
ever read
people on
the
cabinet.
vice president's book?
No, but I kind of want to.
It's not a bad book. Yeah.
I heard 'cause
Hillbilly Elegy.
he grew up in like fucking West Virginia or Ohio or something, right?
He grew up in the Rust Belt of like southern Illinois, I think. But it like
And his
southern
mom was a
Illinois
fucking
is like
drug
kind of like
addict, right?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Kentucky almost, like that kind of, or maybe it's Ohio. That's what it was. Yeah, and his mom was like a fucking pillhead.
And that's why he doesn't have the same last name, right? He took somebody else's last name.
I think his last name is technically his grandparents.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
I've seen something like that. I didn't read any of the book, but I heard him talking about it on like a bunch of different things.
yeah,
I mean, dude, good for him. He's young as shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I know plenty of
Yeah.
guys whose parents were fucking, on drugs and they didn't graduate from fucking Yale.
and like, he's exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and he was a fucking Marine, which is like, whatever. He's a politician, so you got to take him with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I kind of like the dude. I love the memes about him, dude. I think they're
you send me the
fucking
memes all the time. I
Dude,
still don't
I
understand
think
any of
they're-
them.
You don't have to understand him. He just looks fucking stupid. It's just funny. His face all blown up
Yeah.
with the little kid hat
Yeah,
with the
the-
lollipop
yeah.
and shit. It's fucking hysterical. Because they're really just making fun of because he was sitting next to Trump. It's liberals trying to make funny. They actually made a funny meme, but they're not like getting the point of. I just think it's a funny picture. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but they're going. He was sitting next to Trump at a meeting, like he's a little kid. It's like, what the fuck do you think the vice president does?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of his job.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
go get him a Diet
the
Coke.
he's the second highest.
Biden
diplomat,
was sitting at
like,
meetings not even knowing where the fuck
Biden
he
was like
was
this.
apparently. So
Dude, Biden memes. Soda.
yeah.
Dude, that's like what that's what I can't stand about the people who support the liberal shit. You know what I mean? It's like you're so quick to talk shit about what's happening right now,
Yeah,
but it's like where were you for the last
I'm
how many years was Biden the president?
That's
4
what I'm
years.
saying, and they're like, dude, my stepdad.
And, like, you act like everything was all fucking great,
bro. No,
like,
and they
that's
just,
like-
yo,
to me-
no, they don't watch the news the past 4 years
Yeah.
too. They love to watch the news the first month after he gets elected and fucking right now, and then they just whatever. You know what I mean? Like it just goes away, and then like as soon as some shit happens, like, oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see that? Yeah, you're just fucking spewing what you just saw on CNN. But like, I'm
It's
definitely
like the
more-
same four rich guys
Yeah.
own all of this shit. Like,
yeah,
stop
yeah,
watching what they're telling you to
right.
watch.
No,
Like,
and then it's so funny because my mom's a Republican, my stepdad's a fucking liberal, and they both love Israel, and they're both watching all this shit going on, and they're both fucking. I mean, they're both white from back in the '70s and shit. Like they're one's born in the '60s, one's born in the early '70s. Like they're not the most progressive people, like they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's really, at the end of the day, it's like you're just old Democrats. You're not liberals now. You're just watching what your mainstream media that your legacy media has been telling you forever. You're never going to change it up. So like they're just dumb. Like they don't have.
They've been institutionalized, bro, by the TV.
Yeah, they're indoor cats.
But they're both.
Yeah.
They're big.
Like,
Yeah, my
just-
stepdad's
I like
a
that.
big indoor cat.
I like that a lot.
Just stay in your lane. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Just
Yeah, like
continue
that-
to be a part of the machine.
You're not a fucking veteran. You're not a political scientist.
Yeah.
You're not even a regular. You're not any type of scientist. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing regurgitating information to me?
During during COVID, it was the worst too because my stepdad's a doctor, but he's just a radiologist, so he's not a fucking like.
You're not even a
disease-
doctor, you fucking loser.
No. He's a doctor, but he's a doctor when you break shit. You got cancer forming right here. He's not a fucking.
Yeah, but
flu-
what is it? What does a radiologist do? Take X-rays?
No, they don't think that's an X-ray.
read
tech.
the
They read
X-rays?
the X-rays and determine what's going on with you. But that's not fucking COVID related, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you have no idea what's going on with.
Right, you're not a fucking expert on infectious diseases.
I'm not saying like you don't know nothing about it, but you're not. That's not your field. You're not in that every day. You have fucking no idea. He just loves Fauci because he was like the dude who likes.
He likes dead gay people.
No, he was the one who fucking gave the speech at BC when my stepdad graduated or whatever.
Yeah.
And that I have Dr. Fauci books in my little library downstairs because he wrote all these medical books. So to him, he's like, "Oh, you gotta believe Dr. Fauci. Oh, you gotta be like that." He's fucking paid for it.
Somebody paid him to speak
No
at my
fucking
graduation.
shit,
Yeah.
you fucking. Oh, dude, it gets me so riled up, bro. Oh yeah, what did Fauci lie about? This. Oh, Trump lies all the time. There we go. Okay, yeah. So you agree, but you're a fucking retard, right? Like, and I'm not even like I'm way more Republican than I am Democrat, but only right now. Know what I mean? That is fucking subject to change if a Democrat is America first, shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I think I would be a Republican if they actually believed what they claim to believe. They
that's
don't
why
actually do that.
I'm an independent.
Yeah.
No, if you watch Bernie Sanders on Joe Rogan,
Like the people who should be all for
Last
people
week-
sucking each other's cocks the most are Republicans, in theory. Republicans should be like,
yes.
you sucking each other's cocks has
no,
nothing to do with me.
Republicans should be
Go for
taxing
it.
more.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because they want like.
Well, no, see, that's what that's the side I disagree with. Like Republicans,
No,
if they
I'm-
just
I'm
held to what
saying,
we want small government's not involved in our lives, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, then people should be able to get abortions, people should be sucking each other's cocks, and just make sure your bills are paid, and I don't give a fuck.
That's what I was getting at. Not
Like,
taxes.
that to
That's
me
what I'm
is-
getting
yeah.
at. No,
That to me
Republicans
should be the
more
Republican stance, you know?
Republicans should be more socially liberal,
Yeah.
and the Democrats should be more like the controlling.
And they used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, whatever. It's. I'm from a town that elects a Democrat mayor no matter what, but votes Republican almost every single
Don't you
fucking.
dare talk shit about Pete Hess right now.
No, he's awesome. That's
You're
what I'm saying.
fucking goddamn right.
He's a Democrat, but we vote Republican. Every our like congressional senator or House guy always a Republican from our districts. Our area always votes red. Like it's just fucking, and our mayor's old Democrat,
Fucking greatest
80-year-old
Little League
Democrat,
head coach in the history of fucking baseball, my friend.
But it's just like nobody knows what the fuck to do, dude. But what I was saying, if you watch Bernie Sanders on Joe Rogan last week, I was actually able to listen to him and agree with him on a lot of shit up to 37 minutes. After 37 minutes, I think his handler probably like put it in. He was probably like, "Come on,
Get back to the talking points, Bernie.
Yo, he literally goes, "I miss the old America." With the
We should make it great again.
Nuclear family. You gotta remember he's from Vermont, bro. That's open carry state. Guns are fucking whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? That's
But it's also like half fucking gay too.
that the people who
Now.
move there are gentrifying
Like,
it and
this is-
turning it gay. That's a very New Hampshire got gentrified with getting like shitty people coming in, kind of like how Waterbury and Hartford and other things turn out. Like Manchester, Nashua, like that. New Hampshire's starting to turn ghetto. You know what I mean? Vermont went the other way and got gentrified, like with let's open up a fucking $75 coffee shop here.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened. You know what I mean? They're both. If you go to the pockets, they're both the same. Like everything's. That's how people vote there most of the time. Though. You know what I mean? That's why both the states. Well, Vermont's never going to go red, but even New Hampshire swings sometimes. You know what I mean? Because the people who live there
I
are
don't understand how New England is not all fucking red. I really don't. Like, it's a bunch of like work hard motherfuckers that like built shit. They built the
Yeah,
cities.
but most people live on
You
the
know what I
coast.
mean? Like-
Most people live on the coast and are,
But it's
are
like-
yuppie fucking.
Yeah, but it's like you just don't. This is what my problem is though, with all this like acceptance and all this fucking shit and like bring everybody in here and stuff. It's like, okay, go do that someplace else. Start your own colony and do this and fucking defend it
well, you
and
could
make
also
it
just
make it a
change-
successful place. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
all of this fucking like gay liberalism is like deteriorating what we have built up because it's all like, I'm a victim. It's
Yeah,
like, bro, like the
yeah.
world is a
It's
harsh
meant to be empowering,
place. Like
but
there's
it's
still
more-
a fucking food chain in existence amongst humans. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
well,
Like there aren't rights for everybody everywhere. And if you think like we're gonna pussify this whole joint, like we're gonna lose the world war next time it comes around if we're all full of pussies.
Yeah.
That's what my issue is. Like America, like the strong, proud America that we know has only been standing tall for what, 300 years? That's not very long in the scope of things.
Yeah, but
You know
now
what I
we
mean?
just
So you
we
start-
win wars with buttons being pushed, not necessarily anything else.
Maybe
so.
now, yeah, but like if you get to a point where you got to put troops on the ground, it's like the same. Like, do you want to start a football team from guys from like poverty who need to make it to like get out of this, or do you want a bunch of kids that grew
Yeah,
up?
but if you
like,
if
you
you,
wanna
gave,
start-
if you gave 2.5 million fucking Chinese guys who barely have like the ability to feed themselves arms against us with like just a fleet of fucking drones, we're gonna fucking wipe them out.
Bro, they have a whole middle class that's the entire size of our entire population.
Yeah, but they're all fucking starving to death, and they're all and half of them are
Not their-
slaves.
Not their middle class. No, they're not.
In China,
Dude, that's
Oh.
fucking propaganda, bro. That country is fucking packed, bro.
yeah, packed with people that like are being like enslaved to make iPhones.
Yeah, dude. If you
yeah,
have
like
a country,
how
yeah,
many
listen,
of them
okay,
are blowing their
can-
hands off
yeah,
on,
can
on
I-
their 4th of
all right, let me
July?
break down the math for you. You got a billion, fucking 1.1 billion people there, right?
Yeah,
So we have 350
50 million.
million.
Yeah,
So if they have 350 million just in the middle class that's not starving, that works like just like us, they're just regular. They don't need outside economy to build up like they do get American shit every now and then because that's the cool shit. But they have their own movie, everything. They have their own fucking world going on over there. It's a whole different world,
Yeah.
and they keep it away from us. You can't even go on Google Earth and fucking get the correct maps, dude.
Yeah.
It's totally separated from how we can even fucking access it.
Then why do they
So-
continue to import or export goods to us? If they could just have their own burgeoning middle class that they sell things to.
Make some more money.
I'm just saying that
So then they
it doesn't hold. It doesn't
if you
hold
have
up.
it, if you have all, dude, it
Because
does,
if you
bro.
if you
It
create
does.
if you
Why
create
would they
Chinese
even? They wouldn't even
dependence,
fuck with us. They would just be like, "Fuck you, people. We have 780 billion people we can fucking sell
you-
shit to.
you
We don't
can't
even
do
need
that.
you."
No, because first of all, they fucking send people here to. I think fucking I'll pull it up, bro. They just caught a whole fucking Chinese family that's a whole spy from fucking a whole spy family like that fucking show.
Why though? They have 800 million people that or
Bro,
800 billion people they can
because-
fucking have on the ground in,
Alright,
in
well,
6 days.
You only
Apparently,
have that space. You don't have the biggest agricultural land. I mean, if you're thinking you could do that, you could just take over the entire world better than fucking Hitler ever did it.
yeah, no. So they should probably do that.
What do you
should- you should-
fucking think I'm saying they're about to fucking do?
They've been about to do it for 30 years. They should hurry
No.
up.
Well, no, they weren't about to do it 30 years. 30 years ago, they were building it up.
I'm just saying we've been afraid
30
of
years
fucking
ago,
China for all these years because they're
30 years
because
ago,
they have 800 billion
30
people.
years ago,
Like,
we
fuck
sold
that.
because 30 years ago, our fucking corporation sold all of our fucking manufacturing jobs and everything how we fucking do over them for cents on the dollar to fucking bankrupt us. So then they could eventually
What I'm
build their
saying-
fucking shit back up.
What
with
I'm
money
saying though is
to
that
come
they
back
fucking
over.
make all of that shit. They have all that industry over there, so they can then make things and sell them back to us.
Right.
If they have such a burgeoning middle class, why don't they just sell it to them fucking selves? Like that's
They
what I'm saying.
fucking do, Brennan. Is what I'm saying. Go, go.
I think that they're trying to create
Dude, you could go-
dependence upon the Chinese marketplace in America.
go
So
look
that
up.
if they pull the rug out from us, now we've become so dependent upon them for cheap goods and
Yeah.
services that now we don't have the ability to make it for ourselves anymore.
The bottom line
That's
is the
what I
point.
think
The point I'm making is that it's a fucking. They're never going to attack us because we can't attack them and they can't attack us. We're in like such
Yeah,
like a symbiotic relationship now that if the people in power in China want to remain having the money and that influence that they have, and the people in power in the United States want to remain with the money and the influence that they have, we just have to live in this world where every now and again we throw out a news story that says, "Oh, the Chinese are gonna fucking kill us," and the
Okay, so
Chinese are
with
probably
that
saying,
being-
"Oh,
so-
the USA is gonna fucking kill us."
Okay,
And
so
it's
with
like,
that being said,
it's
why
not
don't
gonna
you
happen.
believe they don't have a 300 million population middle class?
Because if they did, they wouldn't need us. That's why.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
Do you think?
Why would they export the goods? They would just keep them in the house and fucking sell them to the people that live there. That's what they would do.
They do. You think fucking Chinese people have American goods in their house?
Why do we export all of our goods? Why do we let
What
them
do we export to them?
Well, why do we manufacture? Why
Oil?
do we allow
'Cause they
them to
don't have
manufacture
oil.
all this shit? Why do we allow them to do that?
Because they have the people to do it.
But
They
how
have
much are these people getting
Dude,
paid?
they have more. They have 700 million people who are slaves.
and
but
how
they
much?
have
How much are they getting
300 million-
paid?
they
How
have
much are they getting paid?
You have a billion people.
Name me a
Brennan.
middle class person existing on fucking
You
$19
can have
a day.
You can
Name
have a
one.
300 million population middle class.
Name a single
You can have
middle class
300
person you know
million
that lives on
population middle
$20 a
class
day.
with
Name
a fucking
one.
700 million population fucking slave labor. You can do that with fucking that many million people in slave labor. Yeah, they do have that many people, not a billion. There's not
I'm just
five
saying, there's
people in China
a
who
lot
are
of
rich,
holes in
dude.
this story. A lot of holes in
Dude,
this
go
story.
look up. Go on YouTube and go look up your boy Seal. I'm pretty sure. I don't know when the last time he went to China was. That's one dude who goes to fucking countries and goes and walks around countries. You could look up any fucking dude who just goes to China. See if he went to China. Look up him China. Because he goes
Well,
to India.
either way,
He
I
goes to
gotta go.
fucking shitty India a lot. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. You go and look up a YouTube video of a dude going to China, and you're gonna go, China, the freest nation on earth. Go watch that.
This guy kind of looks like he fucks dudes in France.
He's Canadian.
Probably.
He's Canadian. Give him a break. He's Canadian, bro. Give him a break. He's fucking gay.
Yeah. That and also,
If you watch that shit though, you'll go, why aren't our cities like that? Dude, again, I don't know if you like Tucker Carlson, but he said the same shit. He goes to other countries, especially when he went to China. He comes back to America, and why aren't we mad at our politicians that our cities don't look like that, and our people are having to look it up, dude. Go watch the
I'm just
fucking
saying,
video, and you're gonna be like,
they're
shit,
also
I
a
wish Providence
they're
looked
also
like
a
that.
totalitarian state that probably doesn't let foreigners into the fucking worst parts of their country. So
All right, well,
if
they
you
also-
go to Pyongyang in fucking North
Okay, but
Korea, I bet
all
you it
right,
looks
all
pretty
right, yeah,
nice.
no,
I don't mean you want to
no,
live in fucking
Pyongyang
North Korea.
doesn't look pretty nice. Yeah, I bet you if you go to they have shitty parts of the country. You could just go to the Detroit, which is just all shitty. But you can have they have whole cities that are bigger than our cities that are nicer than our cities. Yeah, they have shitty parts, but our shitty parts are the cities that used to build the fucking world. Now they're just all shit. You could go to one nice spot of Detroit.
Yeah.
This place is fucking an entire city's nice. Yeah, the little shitty outskirts for the rest of the billions of people, whatever. The inside when you have money
just
is
the rest of the billions of people. That's
but all right,
whatever.
but there's still a 300 million population middle class that has money, and the cities are fucking nice, and
Yeah.
we don't have those cities. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
because they sent their spy families
just
here
saying.
to deteriorate
I'm just
American
saying. Go
society.
look up. You don't believe it? Go look it up, dude. You would go. You holy shit. Why don't we?
I
have
do
fucking
believe
robots?
I mean,
it,
I think we all need
It's
to be
every-
afraid of like our underwear is going to be like $60 a pair of underwear now because apparently China has this huge market that they can tap into.
Well, you don't want to be wearing Chinese garments anyway because they're all full of plastics and microfibers.
That's true.
You want to be wearing U.S. American-made cotton.
Yeah, sheath underwear sponsor,
all right, I got to go.
Brennan's got to go.
I got to stop being the disembodied voice here.
dude.
I don't know what that word means.
You're
It
gay.
means I don't have a fucking screen.
Can you guys like, share, and subscribe? Maybe leave us a comment because that helps things with the algorithm.
Scared of 'em, but they got a big ass fucking population that's doing a lot
Okay,
better than
thanks.
us, bro.
Ho Chi Minh, shoot a load on her chin, kick you in the shin. Hoya!